आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Hello everyone, in this question we need to match the following lists, right? So we have question 1, B, C, D, right? Now we have to match this with list 2. Now let's look at part A, that is our first part. In this question it is saying that if lines 3x plus y minus 4 equals to 0, x minus 2y minus 6 equals to 0 and lambda x plus 4y plus lambda square equals to 0 are concurrent, then what should be the value of lambda? Now we know that what is the concept of concurrent lines. Now the concept of concurrent line is that whenever more than two lines passing through a common point, then we can say that lines are concurrent. It means they have one point as a common point which passes through all the lines. So if I solve for part A, if I solve 3x plus y equals to 4 and x minus 2y equals to 6, then I'll get the value of x as 2 and the value of y as minus 2, right? Now we get an intersection point, that is 2 comma minus 2. Now this is going to satisfy my next equation if lines are concurrent, that is lambda x plus 4y plus lambda square equals to 0. Now if I put the value here, we get 2 lambda minus 8 plus lambda square equals to 0. So finally we have what? Finally we have lambda square plus 2 lambda minus 8 equals to 0. Now if I factorize this, I'll have lambda plus 4 into lambda minus 2 equals to 0, and the value of lambda is minus 4 and 2. Minus 4 and 2. So for part A, my option uh, my option P and option S is correct here in from list 2, right? So A will match with P and S, right? Now let's talk about part B. What is part B is saying? So part B is saying if the points lambda plus 1 comma 1, 2 lambda plus 1 comma 3 and 2 lambda plus 2 comma 2 lambda are collinear, then what should be the value of lambda, right? So we have our points as, let me write the point first, lambda plus 1 comma 1, then we have 2 lambda plus 1 comma 3, and then we have 2 lambda plus 2 comma 2 lambda. Now this is collinear. Now what is the condition of collinear? Let this be point A, point B and point C. Now for collinearity, we know that their slope must be same, that is slope of AB equals to slope of AC, or you can say slope of BC. Now what is the slope of AB? That is y2 minus y1, that is 2 lambda plus 1 minus lambda minus 1, so we have 2 by lambda. Now this is equals to slope of BC, and we have 2 lambda minus 3 by 2 lambda will get cancelled out, and we have 2 minus 1 1. Now if I solve this, I'll get 2 equals to 2 lambda square minus 3 lambda. Now finally we have 2 lambda square minus 3 lambda minus 2 equals to 0, and the value of lambda from here you can count it as 2 and minus 1 by 2. 2 and minus 1 by 2. So for part B, my part S and Q are correct here. So B will match with part Q and S. Now let's talk about part C. If the lines x plus y, let me highlight it, if the lines x plus y minus 1 minus mod of lambda plus 2 equals to 0 passing through the intersection of x minus y plus 1 equals to 0 and 3x plus y minus 5 equals to 0 is perpendicular to one of them, then the value of lambda is what, right? So we have what? We have my first line as x plus y minus 1. Now I'm going to solve part C. X plus y minus 1, x plus y minus 1 minus lambda by 2. minus mod of lambda by 2 equals to 0. Now this line passing through intersection of another two lines, that is x minus y, that is x minus y plus 1 equals to 0, and 3x plus y minus 5 equals to 0. Now if you solve this equation, then you will get the value of x as 1 and the value of y as 2. Now this line is passing through 1 comma 2. If I put this value in my given line, then we get 1 plus 2 minus 1 minus mod of lambda by 2 equals to 0. So 1 will get cancelled out and we have mod of lambda by 2 equals to 2. So we have lambda by 2 equals to plus minus 2, and the value of lambda from here is plus minus 4. Right, the value of lambda is what? Plus minus 4. So my option R and option P is correct here. So C part will going to match with P and R. P and R. Now let's solve part D. Now what part D is saying? Part D is saying if the line y minus x minus 1 plus lambda equals to 0 is equidistant from the point 1 comma minus 2 and 3 comma 4, then lambda is what? So we have our line as y minus x minus 1 plus lambda, or you can say x minus y plus 1 minus lambda. X minus y plus 1 minus lambda equals to 0. Right, now this line is equidistant from point 1 comma minus 2 and 3 comma 4. So this is equidistant 1 comma minus 2 and 3 comma 4. Right, 1 comma minus 2 and 3 comma 4. So I am going to use a concept here, that is distance of a point from a line. Distance of a point from a line is given as ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by a square plus b square under root, where x1 y1 is the point and the equation of line is ax plus by plus c. Now by using that method, if I'm going to put the value here, then we'll get what? We'll get 1 plus 2 plus 1 minus lambda divided by, we have here as root 2, and this is in mod, equals to, now I'm going to put 3 minus 4 plus 1 minus lambda plus 1 minus lambda by root 2. Now if you solve this, this will get cancelled out and you are left with 4 minus lambda mod equals to, we have here as minus lambda mod. Now minus lambda mod is what? Plus lambda. So we have plus lambda as plus minus 4 minus lambda. Right, now for plus value we have 4 minus lambda, so we can say 2 lambda equals to 4 and lambda is 2. Now if you put the negative value here, then lambda is equals to minus 4 plus lambda, and from here lambda is not possible. Value of lambda is not possible. So my one answer here is lambda equals to 2, and it means that option D is going to match with option S of list 2, right? And this is my final answer. Thank you.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।